Okay, so it's about 9 a.m. in the morning now, and we are going to start getting ready to smoke these barbecue ribs that we prepared yesterday, beef ribs. So what I've got happening over here is I've got the Weber kettle set up again for snake method. Now the previous barbecue I did on the brisket, I had just over half of the Weber going in snake method, 2 wide 3 high, and that lasted me well over 10 hours, and I still had briquettes left to go, so I reckon that half of the snake method would have gone for over 12 hours or close to 12 hours. So this time I'm going for roughly a third of the Weber in briquettes, just to save some briquettes. A little bit of hickory wood there stacked on top, because I reckon this is going to take me somewhere in about well, I really don't know how long it's going to take to cook, but somewhere between 4 and 6 hours. That's why I'm starting at about 9, hoping to have it ready for this afternoon. And over here I've got some starter beads going in my chimney. They're just starting up there, a little bit of red under there, starting to ash over. So they should be ready to go in about 15 minutes, or 10-15 minutes, and I'll get those on there on the barbie, and we'll start cooking these beef ribs. Okay, so camera upside down, no, camera right way up I think. What I've got going here is my steak method has started up, my half dozen odd starting beads there. I've got my pan in, it's got about 1.5 litres of hot boiling water that I boiled in the kettle. I'm now going to close up the lid and see if we can get this thing up to 250 odd degrees Fahrenheit again. So my bottom vents are fully open currently, top vent also fully open. We want this guy here to be showing somewhere around here, about that 250 mark. When that's done, I'm going to whack the grill on it, put the meat on. That should take about 5 minutes, 10 minutes I think. Let's see how we go. Okay, so it's about 5 minutes since I started the snake, and we're now at, let's call it 230. I would say on the scale, or just under 230, but you can actually see while I'm filming it's slowly creeping up bit by bit, so the snake's obviously doing its job. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open her up, put the grill on, I'm going to put the meat on, given it is at about that 230, close it back up, let it keep on getting warm, and once I see that it's hit you know, sort of 250 or so and above, I'll probably just close those vents up there to about a third-ish, half to a third-ish, leave the bottom vents fully open. Okay, and there we go, the beef ribs are on, they're right over the water pan. The steaks, they're working. I've put the first couple of hickory chips there right on top of the coals. Hickory chips there about through to roughly just over halfway. I only had small ones left, so I just chucked everything that I had on left. I'm going to close her up. See how we go now. Keep a good eye on her like we've done before. If you watched my previous videos, you know I'm going to put a brick on here to keep my lid nice and tightly closed. Let her smoke up. It's just on 9:30 now. I'm going to let this go. I'm hoping not to touch this for 4 hours. So I'm going to come back out, given it's 9:30 now, I'm going to come back out at about 1:30 and have another look, but I'm going to try go 4 hours without touching it. Okay, we've been going just on half an hour, so now it's just a checkup time, that's all. You can see, well, you probably can't see from the bucket, so I'm getting very clean smoke out of there. Vents are all good. Temp is holding today at, it looks like just over 230. No, I'd say that's right on 240 actually. 240 colder, yeah, it's right on top. Yeah, 222, yeah, exactly 240 I'd say. So far so good. Half an hour in, temps look good. Yeah, good heat and smoke coming out of the vent that I can feel there. So I reckon we leave her, like I said, for about 4 hours, just to give you an idea of the conditions today. Sydney day, there you go. Okay, so today is the 17th of January. So it's, you know, smack bang in the middle of summer here in Sydney. Actually, yeah, actually it is. It's right in the middle, given that summer ends at the end of February, right in the middle of summer. Beautiful clear day, slight amount of breeze. You can probably just see the treetops there just moving just a little bit. Nice breeze, but it is warm out in the sun. A few little clouds scattered around, nothing major. We've just come off a few days of really bad torrential rain and stormy weather. Sydney gets really hot, and then it just pours down, and last night was actually quite fresh, but nice day. Okay, it's 10:30, we're just on 1 hour in, so a slight little update for you. Temperature has risen now to about the 260 mark, a little bit higher than what it was before. Really good smoke aroma coming out of there, very clean smoke. You can barely see it, but I can smell the hickory wood smoke coming out. Given that we've raised up to 260 a bit, and it looks like it's just slowly rising, and there is a bit of a breeze that's probably fanning it, I'm just going to close these vents up a little bit to about half for the moment. Keep that temp sort of under control if we can. I'll check this again in half an hour and see how much of a difference closing that vent up has made, because obviously we don't want to kill the fire, but we do want it there, you know, sort of that 250 mark, 240 if we can. 260 might be a bit too high, but I'm sort of happy with 260 so long as it doesn't keep climbing above that. Wow, what a difference. It's only been 2-3 minutes, that's all, maybe 5 minutes since I adjusted those vents, and it dropped a full 20 plus degrees from that 260 mark down to below 240. So that's sort of probably around where we want to be. I'm just going to watch it real careful. We don't want it to drop too far and kill the fire or make it too low, but we'll watch it. We're at the 3 hour mark. Temperature is holding nice. It's hovering there between sort of up and down 240, sometimes up to 280. So a couple of times I have come in and out and just checked it and just adjusted the vents a little bit. And I think it's because it takes a little bit more breezy. So it's probably, there's a nice breeze coming through. It's not overly cold, but it's fresh but nice. And I think that breeze might be fanning the vents through the bottom and lifting that temperature a bit. But yeah, as you can see there, I think we're holding pretty good. 3 hour mark. I'm going to keep on going till 1:30, which will be the 4 hour mark, then I'm going to have a look. Okay, we've hit the 4 hour mark on these barbecue beef ribs. Temperature is a little bit higher than just before, and I think that's because the breeze is still picking up even more now. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. It's showing 280 there. Haven't opened these at all. Hit the 4 hour mark, so now we are going to have a look together. Here we go. We're going to see for the first time what these beefies look like after 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, the big reveal shows us. Yeah, well look, okay, so what can we see? What do we say here? First of all, the snake is only halfway through, which is what we anticipated. So that's really good. The snake is really lasting, and still plenty of wood there, which is smoking, so that's good. The ribs on top are looking really red, like the colour that they're getting. They're starting to really pull away from the bone and thicken up a lot as they pull away. They just get thicker and thicker, so really happy with that. Look at that beautiful red colour there. Nicely pulling away. There's where that big slab of fat was there, melting away, getting some really good colour. Really happy with that so far. I'm going to take a temp now just to see how we're going. Right. They are softening, but definitely not soft enough. We are aiming for as close to 200 as we can on beef ribs. At 162, looks like 163 still climbing. It's a good temp. 4 hours, 163. Let's take another temp just over here. Let's see. 159. Climbing, 165. About 165 there as well. Starting to get some crackling on the wood now. I can hear as the air's getting to us, it's heating up obviously. Let's go for one right through the middle there. See what sort of temp we get nice through the middle. So I've got the whole fork in there, nicely slapped through the middle. And it still looks like we're going to get to that 163 mark. I'd say the way it's climbing, 162. 162 and a half. So that's what they look like after 4 hours. really red. That's awesome. We're going to keep going now, put the lid back on and let these keep going. Okay, we're going to have a quick look at the 5-hour mark. It's now 2:30. Let's have a look. How are we looking? Okay, so colour's looking good. Looks like it's pulling more away from the rib from last time. Getting some nice red colour there. Gonna let it keep going, I think, for a little while longer. Okay, we're at the 7-hour mark. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. This went on just after or just before 9:30. Lock off, lid open, and let's see what we got at the 7-hour mark. Okay, we really crunched up over those ribs now. We can see much of the bones exposed. Snake wise, look, we're way past halfway and still got a fair bit to go there. It probably looks like about 1/6 left there, which is not wide at all, but still plenty to go. But let's get some temps on this beef, eh? Alright, thermometer on. Feels nice and soft when I slide it in. We're looking for over 195, approaching the 200 mark. I think we're going to stop at about 190 or close to. 188 does feel soft, but not soft enough yet. The temp isn't high enough. That one there feels really soft there, so I mean that'll be the right temp there, I reckon. Okay, see there I'm getting 193, 195, so that's about right there. Getting a 193 there. Let's try through the middle here. Here it feels harder, but here obviously it's not against the fire. Okay, well I think I'm going to spin this, give it 15 more minutes, spun around the other way, so that this side here, where it's not as warm, gets the heat of the fire. 15 more minutes, I think. Okay, we're 15-20 minutes later. I reckon I'll be good to go now. I'm going to take another temp quickly, and then I think I'm going to foil it and let it rest, but let's have a look. We're aiming for well over 190, approaching 200. 195 there is beautiful. Let's try it here. Yeah, good temp there. It just, over this side here, it just feels so much softer. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think we're going to wrap. Okay, so foil it up now, let it rest for an hour, then we're going to eat. Soft. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Juicy, look at that. Can you see the juice? They look juicy. Yummy. Yeah, that's good. That's what you want. Juicy, like in the middle of the brisket. Nice. Does that look very professional? A lot of juice coming out of them. Yummy. And that's what's left of them.